Okay, so one of my subscribers said she'd asked some questions about Tesla, and then she asked, "Can we get together and talk about it?" So yeah, sure, okay. Um, I mean, she's in the basic area, so I went to go visit with her this morning, and tried to answer all the questions I could answer. I mean, a lot of the questions a person might have later, they won't have until they're actually experiencing the car, right? So, I mean, that's normal. Anyway, very nice lady. I'm very happy to talk to her. So, obviously, budget's going to be one of her constraining factors. And so I asked her if she knew about Chevy Bolt, and she indicated that I think her dad has one, so she's aware of it. Um, I think it sounds like she really wants to step up to the more premium level than a Bolt. Not that that's, to tell you the truth, when I saw that the Bolts were more or less available and what the prices were, I did go to my nearest Chevy dealer and I looked around. And by the time I went out there, every one of them was sold, including one that said "not for sale." That was sold. So anyway, whatever. So I've never gone back. Um, it may sound like hearsay for a, let's call him a Tesla fanboy to say this, but the Chevy Bolt's actually a very reasonable vehicle, and some people have said it. I haven't driven one, but if you can tolerate a Chevy, a small Chevy, it's a perfectly good car, right? It has its little quirks, yeah, sure, it's a Chevy. But I mean, if you're looking for something that's inexpensive and you're not really going to be driving out of town a whole lot, it's a very good car. Okay, so I talked to her about that. No sale. So I also mentioned, I think I mentioned the Volkswagen ID4, but it's still the same thing. So whatever. Her heart's set on a Tesla. She's really looking at an old Model 3. That's fine. Um, so we talked through some of that. Um, and then at some point we got onto the safety thing. And so for those of you who don't know, when they do the crash test, and I always want to say it's the insurance companies, but whatever, whoever it is who does the crash test, what was the number one car in the world? A Model S. And then what is, I think it's number two car safety wise. This is about crash tests. This is about uh, advanced driver assistant systems, like the emergency braking. So if somebody crosses the road in front of you, the brakes are supposed to come on. Okay, all those various things. Model S was number one. Model Y is number two. Model 3 was around 5th or 6th, something like that. Okay, tell me where your car fit into this scheme of things. I can tell you right now, it wasn't number one. It wasn't number two. And chances are, it's nowhere close to even the Model 3. Okay, safety is your concern. Why would you buy anything but a Tesla? Okay, whatever. Peace and Army. Oh, did I speechify that? Yeah. Better listen to me, or else. Okay, whatever. Peace and Army. Anyway, so we talked a little bit about that. Talked a little bit about FSD. It sounds like she's interested in getting FSD, but I'm not sure she really needs it. But if you can find an old Model 3 with FSD on it, you may be getting a good deal on it. Because the Model 3 has hardware 3, so it is hardware 3. So hardware 3 will run FSD. Now, is that a guarantee for the future? No, I'm not sure why I'm in the future. But whatever. let's face it, if you're buying a Model 3, you're probably looking to keep it for at least 10 years. I know that's what I'm thinking. So anyway, we'll see what happens. So anyway, we talked through some stuff. And I just asked her if she wanted to go for a drive. So said yes. Okay. I mean, she's ridden in people's Teslas. And we go straight out University, which becomes Chandler. So it's a long straight road. I wouldn't say there's not much traffic, but there's more traffic than I would like to admit. But whatever, it's okay. So I let her drive for a long time. Not a long time, but it felt like a long time to her. So anyway, I mean, yeah, now she has to figure out how to deal with the budget to buy a car. But that's true of anybody. Once you decide to go for the best car on the planet, and don't get me wrong, I mean, from my viewpoint, the Model S Plaid is pretty close to the best possible car you could get. About $120,000. Oh, no. Now, 55,000, although that sounds expensive, is not horrible. Yes, I'm talking about a Model Y. Of course, if you buy a brand new Model Y, FSD is another $15,000 on top of that. Okay, whatever. So it's no longer that cheap. But if you wait for FSD to go full blown robo-taxi ready, the chances are you're gonna have a hard time affording it. Unless you really are rich, then you don't need my advice. Okay, whatever. I mean, there's two reasons why I have Model 3. A used Model 3. One is because it came with FSD at a relatively inexpensive price. The second one is my favorite car basically is a Model 3 Performance. No, not a Model Y Performance. Model Y is a utility truck. I mean, at least that's the way I see it. But anyway, peace and harmony. Anyway, so she got to drive. Oh, she's kind of excited. Like I said, it's just a question of working out how to pay for it. So, my message to all of you all, if you have a Tesla, my question to you is, who have you talked to about it and offered a chance to learn more about it? Right? Does Tesla really need help selling cars? Yes, I know the Wall Street analysts are all saying, oh my goodness, they didn't sell every single car they made. Oh, they have too much inventory. Compare Tesla to Ford. Right? Compare them to Toyota. Now, Toyota's kind of a strange situation. I don't know what all the facts are, and I don't want to judge them. But what's that? Oh, I have judged them, but that's the performance of the car. Right? I do not want to get in the middle of discussing why they are unable to have sufficient inventory arrive in the United States to be sold at dealerships. But whatever, peace and harmony. It's not my lane. Okay, my lane is to represent Tesla from an owner's perspective. Okay. So anyway, where was I going? Oh, so for those of you who have a Tesla, you should at least be moderately or passively demonstrating how good a car it is. Right? If somebody wants to know more about it, you should be able to answer questions. It won't hurt you to answer a few questions. And maybe if enough people buy a Tesla, Or you know what? If they buy a Chevy Bolt VW ID4, if enough people switch over, even in Texas, which is an oil and gas state, maybe we'll stop having so much pollution. I know it has an impact. It's just a question of when. Okay, peace and harmony. Had a good time today. Very glad to meet this nice lady. That's all it is. Just one person at a time. One person at a time. That's how Tesla started, actually, right? It's word of mouth. And yes, Elon should be advertising. Yes, I've seen a lot of Mach-E commercials lately on TV. No, on YouTube, whichever one it is. Apparently, one of our local Ford dealers is advertising, but they got a famous person to do the ads, or semi-famous person anyway. Anyway, there it is. Oh gosh, to think. I'm talking about having my 2 Teslas for 10 years. Oh my goodness. You would think I'd get sick of them. But you know what? When I had that VW Jetta TDI, I never really got tired of it, except when I compared it to a Tesla. But when I wouldn't compare it to a Tesla, it was always one of my favorite cars. And actually, right now, if you were to come to me and say, "Hey, you can have this Jetta, and we'll put a ID4 engines and our motors and batteries into it," cool, awesome. Because I actually like the styling of that. It's a sport wagon. I really like that style. Anyway, peace and harmony. Onward, upward, one person at a time.